What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. This video's going up a little late, my apologies. But we got another Forza draw to help you win, and we have yet another repeat one from last year. This one is called Tobogganing. It is a cross-country event for extreme off-road vehicles tuned to A-spec. Now, the one I decided to choose is my go-to for A-class extreme off-road cross-country all the time. It's the 2014 Ford Ranger T6 Rally Raid, and I'll show my usual tuning setup on the screen right now along with the share code. It is called A-Class Ultimate. This thing is a beast. I think it's by far the best vehicle you can choose for this event. It's just perfect in my opinion for cross country at least. It doesn't like to turn extremely well, so it's like if this was a road racing event or something like that, I definitely would not recommend it. I do use a lot of e-brake. I say this every time I recommend this truck. E-brake is gonna be your best friend, and a lot of the sharp turns you have to watch. You can kind of watch my footage to kind of get a good feel of when to use it, when not to use it, and get a good idea of when to. The snow actually helps it corner a little bit, so I didn't have to use it as much as I normally would. But still, once you know when to use it and when not to use it, it's not difficult at all. I will say probably the only difficulties I had turning wise was in the third race, like the very last turn before you head to the last straight. You'll see me e-brake and come to almost a complete stop. Like I slowed down a lot, but other than that, you don't really have any issues turning. Race one, like I didn't hop on. I didn't have any practice or anything like that, so I hopped straight on, got into it. Got the job done all three races. It was really fun. I think actually it's more fun this time than it was last time, this event. Race 1 was pretty easy. Race 2, I had a couple close calls on like the first really big turn. I about rolled the thing as I always hit that one rough spot every time I'm on that track. It seems like no matter what the vehicle is or anything, I always hit that freaking, I need to take a different line. I almost rolled it. I didn't, thank God. And then towards the end I kind of had to run over some kind of rough spot and almost slammed into a wall, but I collected it, got the thing back on track and won. Race 3 I won, but it was really intense. I had to track down my teammate, and the AI would not get out of my damn way. Gosh, and it was really fun. My heart was beating through my chest in race 3. It was really fun, most fun I've had in this game in a while. If you don't want to use the Ranger, a lot of people aren't going to use this. I think all these cross-country events I've done, I've ran into, I don't know, 3 people total using this. Nobody ever really seems to use it. But other decent ones I could recommend. I always say the Halo Warthog is good. It's just it handles a little better than the Ranger, just not as fast. Let's see what else we got here. Personally, I think the Mini X-Raid Countryman is okay. It's a little slow. It's kind of, to me, it's like the Ranger, only it corners a little better, but it's not as fast. And I don't know, it's okay. For me, it's probably the third or fourth option I would choose. I'd say the top 5 I would choose would be the Ranger, then probably the Warthog. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Mini Countryman. Why not? I'm a fan of the Bowler EXRS. I think it's actually okay. A lot of people are gonna use that as well. Those are probably the top 4. I don't know if I could pick a top 5. I'd probably say those are the only 4 I would really use. There's other vehicles that are good, but they have some kind of weird quirks about them I'm just not really a fan of, like the Toyota Hilux and the Toyota Land Cruiser. Like, I used to love those things when this game first came out, but they just feel heavy. Something about them just feels off. It's like you'll blow through turns and it'll just get you way out there, just slide way too much, and they just feel heavy. And a lot of times they'll kind of rebound kind of weirdly, and I remember like rolling them back in the past, and it's kind of made me not like them. But they could be okay because they're plenty fast and accelerate pretty well and they handle okay. They just feel heavy to me. And the Rally Fighter, I don't know, I've never really liked that in this game. Pretty much every game they put the Rally Fighter in, it just feels heavy and it breaks really horribly. I'm not a fan of that. So I wouldn't really recommend that either. I definitely wouldn't recommend the Top Gear Tractor. I think it's an abomination, should be in the game. The 2 actual racing trucks, the Ridgeline and the Polaris Razor Rockstar truck, I did not like those either. They're not very good, and the Ford F-150 trophy truck's not very good either. See what else we got in this class. The F-150 pre-runner. It's okay. You could probably put a decent tune on it, but I don't recommend that vehicle either. I didn't have much to say about it. The one time I tried to use it in the past, I have not used the Rosalia Type D. I'm not sure how that would go. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it real quick and go through the tuning catalog here and see if I can find something that would put up comparable numbers to vehicles I do recommend. Let's see here, go to A. What we got here? What we got here? What we got? Rosalia. Give me something good. To me, it's looking like it's a lot like the Warthog in terms of the stats. So that could be a player as well. Could be a bit of a sleeper pick, if you will. Now this is going to be. First, let me get the Jeeps too. The Jeeps, they're okay. Like the Jeep Trailcat's fine. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it accelerates fast enough. But once you get it up to speed, it's definitely going to be comparable. Very good handling vehicle. So I would maybe throw that in my top 5 or 6 of ones to recommend. I do not recommend the Wrangler Unlimited, the Bird Edition. Never really cared for that either. It just feels a little weird. But the one thing I'm not going to recommend, a lot of people are going to use it. It's probably going to be the most popular vehicle you see amongst tuned vehicles. The 93 Toyota T100 Baja truck. I do not like this thing at all for A. I think it's much more suited for an S1 spec event. Like I've tried using it as an A class before. I don't know. It didn't suit me very well. I'm just not a fan of it. Now if this was an S1 event, I would recommend that all day long. It'd be the one I would recommend. But I don't think it's that great of a choice for an A-class extreme off-road event. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Cross-country A, I don't know. I don't care for that as an A, but a lot of people are going to use it. So for me, obviously, I think the Ranger with my tune is the best choice you can pick for this event. And I think not too far behind it. Get a good tune on the Halo Warthog, the Mini X-Ray, the Bowler EXRS. Those are the ones I'm really going to recommend, and maybe that Rosalia Type D. Somebody give it a go and let me know how it handles, how you do with it, because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like the Warthog. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what car tune setup you decide to go with, what combination worked for you. If you use my Ranger, that would be fantastic to know about. I'd love to hear about that. Let's get all these challenges done, win the Mercedes-Benz X-Class for like the 50th time like I did, and quickly delete it from your garage. Hopefully next week for spring they give us something a little different we haven't seen before. Until then, have some fun, 'cause that's all that matters.